Hey guys, welcome to Sales and Marketing Saturday. I'm Jerry Fetta, the owner, founder, and CEO of the Wealth Dynamics brand. So every Saturday, I've been doing a video on sales and marketing. Okay, now today I want to talk specifically about marketing because marketing is the lead up to sales. You're not going to have an easy time selling if you haven't done your marketing, right? Now, marketing is something that, it's really simple today with social media. Like if you have a phone, you can do marketing. You don't need to have a bunch of, big advertising budgets or technical skill. Usually, you've got Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, you've got LinkedIn, you've got Twitter, you've got YouTube, you can do marketing. This video is marketing, right? So I'm going to talk about how do you market yourself as an entrepreneur, as a salesperson, what can you be doing, right? So we're going to dive into this. And at the very end, if you watch to the very end, I always have a gimmick for you guys. So if you watch to the very end of this and watch the full marketing video, and you comment below, right? Right now I'm making up what I'm going to tell you I'm going to give you, right? If you comment below, I'm going to give you a free ticket to the Arena Bootcamp. You've got to comment below and you have to say Arena Bootcamp. Okay, you got to watch to the end of the video though. Okay, so you need to tell me, the exact point you watched to. Okay, I want you to give me a little bit about what you learned. Doesn't need to be a whole essay, just, something you learned from the video, and then Arena Bootcamp, and I will give you that ticket, but you got to stay to the end. So check this out. Today's content, we're going to talk about marketing. Now, when I heard marketing, brand new in business, I was thinking like commercials, and my sister, she sold radio advertising. So I was like, I've got to be on the radio. I've got to do commercials on TV. I've got to get in magazines. Now, this was right around the time Instagram became popular. We had Facebook, MySpace already died, right? I think we had Twitter. It wasn't super popular yet, right? And so Instagram was like back when you literally would just post photos. Right, that was it. There was no video feature whatsoever. TikTok didn't exist yet, right? And so I was learning marketing, and so at first I was a terrible marketer, right? And what I mean by that is your marketing initially is your own brand. What is your brand? Your brand is you. It's your reputation, right? So when you go to a group event, the way you dress, that's your brand. What do people think of you when they see you? That's your brand. What are you known for? That's your brand. So you have to realize I was a pizza guy. I dressed always like I just got out of the gym. I spent an entire year not wearing shoes while I lived in Alaska in the snow, right? All these things. I wore a coonskin hat for fun. I drove a beat up, Chevy Tracker that had a blue door and was missing the back window. That was my brand, and I did that until probably I was 18, 19 years old. When I started getting into business, I realized that brand wasn't working out very well for me. Okay. Now people have this consideration. Some of you might have this yourself. You're like, oh, I don't want to change who I am. I want to be true to myself. I don't want to, act a certain way to impress certain people. I want to be me. I'm not going to change. If you want your goals to be real, you need to be whoever you need to be to make them be real. It's be, do, have. Those of you that are unwilling to change, you're not going to achieve your goals. Even slugs turn into butterflies, little caterpillars. They realize they need to change. Right? Like they're like, don't be so attached to yourself that you're unwilling to be what you need to be to achieve your goals. Like imagine if you had a relationship and you knew that your spouse needed you to be a certain way and that would be helpful for your spouse. Would you be like, no, I'm not willing to change because I'm me and I have to be myself and I have to be true to myself. People that act that way, to me, that tells me you don't know who you are in the first place. You're so uncertain about who you are that you're not willing to veer off course because you're afraid you'll lose yourself because you have such a shallow and weak view of who you are already. You're actually going to figure out more about yourself by changing. Oh, I can do this. I like that. I don't like that. Instead of, I've been this way since I was 12 and I'm always going to be this way because that's what I've done since I was 12. Right? So the branding thing, like what does that look like? Okay, so that's everything you do is your brand. Everything you do is marketing. If you're trying to drive sales, if you have a phone, you should always be posting. You should be using stories. You should be posting on social media. You should be doing shorts. You should be doing TikTok videos. What do you do them about? Nobody cares. Have you ever found yourself watching a commercial on TV and you're in the zone watching it and you're like, at the end, you're like, what did I just watch? You were almost hypnotized. You were like, why did I watch that? Right? Or you're on YouTube and all of a sudden it's suggested video to suggested video and you end up in the depths watching, a Chinese lady eat a spider. And you're like, why am I watching this? It's because you don't care what you watch. People don't care. They just want to watch something. right? Like the Super Bowl ads. Some of those are downright terrible. It doesn't matter. It's not about what was seen, it's that it was seen. You want to be seen regardless of what it is. I would rather be seen, even if it's not the best thing in the world, than not be seen, right? So when I was coonskin, barefoot, Chevy Tracker, not wearing shoes, all this stuff, at least I was seen. At least I was known. At least people knew that was me. And sure, my brand wasn't one where someone's like, I want to give that man $1 million to invest, right? But at least people know who I was. Like, they had the guy's attention. He wasn't going to give me $1 million, but prerequisite to that is knowing who I was in the first place. So if I can change that aspect, I can develop the trust and credibility where he would be like, yeah, I'll invest $1 million with this kid. And that's the branding. So I would look at this. This is what I did initially. Okay, I got this from Grant Cardone, and I did a lot of mentoring and studying under him early on in my career. And so one of the things that I got from him is I had a piece of paper, and I drew a picture of me on that paper, and then I drew everything that I was in my life. I'm a brother, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a husband, I'm a friend, I'm a CEO, I'm a business owner, I'm a client, I'm a salesperson. Every single part of my brand that was me. Now, those are all things I can talk about on social media. Okay, so when I was coming up, guys, I would do 3 live videos a day. I would write 1 article every single day, 7 days a week without fail. And I would always have something new to talk about because I had this and I was like, okay, right now I want to talk about how I'm a bodybuilder, right? So even this video, guys, I'm a CEO of a company, it's a financial firm. Why am I teaching you about sales and marketing? Because it's part of my brand. I am a marketer. I am a salesperson. So I have something to talk about there. Now, here's the other thing that you want to switch is you don't want to talk about things you're not doing. You want to just share your own personal experience. So when I share a marketing video, I'm not like, well, I spent the last 2 hours studying and prepping, and I heard that the experts think you should do this, this, and this when you market. I'm saying, no, guys, here's what I do right now. Okay, so here's a practical one. I like doing stories. I'll do stories about my food. I'll do stories and do selfie videos for no reason. I'll do stories about the water. If I see a cool bird, if I'm in the gym, if I'm on a sales call, if I'm doing a video with my team, I'm gonna do a story. Why? Because my commercial must play. Doesn't even matter if it's a good one. Like, here's the thing that people get so stuck on with social media. Nobody is going to see your post in the first place, right? You don't even do enough of them. In an hour, it's gone, right? It's not even in people's feeds anymore. So you're like, I spent the last hour creating the perfect post and the perfect image and the perfect copy, and it says everything perfect. Cool, you're gonna post it in 5 minutes. Everyone's gonna forget it ever existed, and you're gonna need to post another one anyways. It's about volume. It's about how many can you put out. Right? And here's the thing is quantity is how you achieve quality. You have to do enough in the first place to even get good. Okay, now let's talk about another aspect of this. Okay, so another thing, I was at a conference with Grant Cardone and his wife Elena earlier this year, and they were talking about how Elena, you see her, if you've ever watched Elena Cardone, she wears, Chanel and all these fancy brands. She's like, I actually hate that stuff. She's like, I don't even know how to do my own makeup and hair. Okay, but people know you by the things you have and what you look like. The car you drive, the brands you wear. We live in a materialistic world, and if you want the attention of the world around you, you need to look interesting. Okay, and there's 2 ways you can look interesting. You can look interesting by being disgusting and crazy and strange looking. That's a way to do it. Or you can look interesting by, having a nice car, driving in a, flying in a private jet, wearing designer stuff where it catches people's attention. People know you by the things you own, the things you possess, the things you control that they can see, right? And an example of this, early in my career, guys, I had a guy walk into my office. He looked like a hobo. Okay, stinky, big old beard, ratty looking hat, dirty. And it's Wasilla, Alaska, so the chances that it was a hobo were very high. I was like, a hobo actually just did walk into my office. I'm not even surprised, right? Like for those of you that live there, you understand, this guy could have actually just walked off a lazy mountain like 20 minutes ago, and he's living in, the woods somewhere. He's in my office right now. So I was about to kick him out, and my manager came in, and he shook the guy's hand. He's like, it's good to see you again. And it turned out this guy was a multimillionaire, and he was so rich that he would spend his days biking from Alaska down to South America and back. He would camp out in the wilderness. He had no job, he had no responsibility. He would just go live life. And he didn't need to have, a clean kept appearance. He didn't need to trim his beard. He looked like a hobo, but he was, worth tens of millions of dollars. And I never would have guessed that, right? Why? Because even though he had this net worth, it didn't appear on the outside. I didn't see it. It didn't register. Okay, I've also had people where I see their car and I'm like, oh, that person must be rich. Like they must be doing well. And then I'm like, nah, they probably just have a big car payment. Right? But that instant, like that first instinct that catches the attention. So I'm not telling you go rent a fake Lambo. I think that's stupid also. But look the part. If you're going to talk about money, you need to look like someone that has money. If you're going to talk about fitness, you need to look like someone that is fit. If you're going to talk about, beauty, you need to be beautiful. You need to look like the product you represent. And that's not selling out, that's buying in. Like you need to actually buy into the thing you're doing to the degree that you're willing to be the character, the part that's going to market that thing. Right? So you should promote everything. You should promote your family. You should promote your kids. You should promote your diet. You should promote what you do for work. You should promote the good times. You should promote when you're having a tough day. Like pretend that you're sitting next to your best friend and the phone is your best friend and you're just telling him how your day is going. Right? Be transparent. Be authentic. I did a video like the other day about how I paid off my credit card debt. Most people would be like, I can't admit that I have credit card debt. Guys, everyone in America has credit card debt. Like, why are you hiding that stuff? The fact that you have it makes you relatable, right? If you're fat trying to lose weight, I'm fat trying to lose weight. Do a video about that. Promote that. That's something so many people are struggling with. And if you show your journey and you're transparent about it, if you're a financial advisor, guys, quit talking. I mean, you can't talk about much if you're a financial advisor. They regulate the hell out of you. But let's say you could. Quit talking about, the fancy terms and this and that. People don't relate to that stuff. Talk about how you solve your problems with your own products. If you're talking about the sacred account or the infinite banking concept, number one, own one, right? Then just talk about how you use it. What did you do with it the other day? What are you learning about? What are you building up for? Like those are all things you should do. But the promotion, don't overthink it. You don't need to do paid ads. You need to just put in the time. Put in the time, put in the volume, create a bunch of content, put it all out there. Some of it's gonna suck, some of it's gonna be good, right? But it's like thinking that because you scooped one bucket of water out of the ocean, you're gonna use it all up. No, it's impossible. Doing one post is not going to do anything either, right? So lots of volume is the game here. So guys, if you comment below, tell me one thing you learned from this video today. Okay, one thing you learned from this video today, and then type in Arena Bootcamp. And if you do that, I'm going to give you a free ticket to the Arena Bootcamp on June 3rd. This is going to be a fantastic bootcamp. It's going to be from 1 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We've got world-class speakers that have built themselves into the top 1% of their industries from the ground up. That's why it's called In the Arena. It's people that have actually done this. They're regular people like me and you that have accomplished this. So again, what did you learn? Arena Bootcamp in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see you next time.